In this example, we're going to use similar figures to figure out the height of a palm tree. It says in this example that a man who is 74 inches tall stands beside a palm tree. And here's the picture. There's the man, there's the palm tree. The length of the man's shadow is 26 inches. They're talking about the shadow that the man casts on the ground. So his shadow is 26 inches. That's a little bit over 2 feet. It's a very small shadow that's on the ground, okay? And the palm tree's shadow is 80 inches long. So here's the palm tree shadow casting on the ground. It's 80 inches long. How tall is the palm tree? And they've broken up this problem into 2 steps. First step, the rays of the sun create a similar triangles for the man and the palm tree. Write a proportion. Proportion, remember that word? That means we're going to use an equal sign. It's an equation, and on both sides of the equal sign, we're going to have a ratio. Okay, so notice how the ray of the sun with the shadow on the ground and the height of the palm tree, we have created here a triangle. And also the man, his height and his shadow and the ray of the sun also creates a triangle, and we say that these triangles are similar. So I'm gonna draw these again over here without the palm and the palm tree and the man. So here's what we have. This segment here, let's say this is the top of the palm tree, all the way down. Whoops, that's crooked. I'm sorry about that. All the way down to the ground. Here's the ground where the palm tree sits. And this height, we don't know, so I label it X. And then, but I do know that when the sun hits this palm tree, the ray of the sun, the palm tree casts a shadow. Here's the shadow of the palm tree. That's 80 inches long. Okay, that's what it's saying. So notice how we take this situation and represent it with a triangle. And this triangle we create is a right triangle. And then next to this palm tree, we have a man standing on the same ground that the palm tree sits on. And this man is 74 inches tall. And when the sun hits, the shadow that the man casts on the ground is 26 inches long. And this triangle is also a right triangle. There it is. That's the situation. We have 2 similar triangles. And I don't need a similarity statement. I don't need to label this with letters or anything, because since both of these triangles are sitting in the same exact direction, they're not rotated, they're not tilted, they're both facing the same exact way, they both correspond to each other exactly, I don't need to label anything or create a similarity statement. Just simply the height of the palm tree corresponds with the height of the man, and the length of the shadow of the palm tree corresponds with the length of the shadow of the man, and that's it. So we write a proportion. Again, a proportion has an equal sign, and on both sides of the equal sign, I'll have a ratio. So the ratio I'm going to create here is, you decide. It doesn't matter if you want to start with the height or with the shadow, it doesn't matter. I'm going to start with the shadow just because I feel like it. So I'm going to say the shadow of the palm tree, the length of the shadow of the palm tree corresponds with the length of the shadow of the man. Okay? And since I started talking about the palm tree in this ratio, in the other ratio, I need to start over here at the palm tree again. So the height of the palm tree, which is X, corresponds to the height of the man. And notice that I have created 2 ratios. One of them talks about the shadows, the other one talks about the heights. Once you have your proportion set up, all that's left is to cross multiply. So we have 26x is equal to 80 times 74, which is 5,920. We divide both sides by 26. X is equal to 227.69 inches. And it says here in number 2, find the height of the palm tree. We just did. To the nearest inch. So to the nearest inch, that means approximately equal to 228 inches. To the nearest inch, that means you're going to round off this digit. So the number next to 7 is a 6. That means we round up and make this an 8. 228 inches. And I am curious, how much is 228 inches? Is that a lot? Let's change this into feet so we can understand better how high this palm tree is. So you know what to do. 228 inches. I want to change that into feet. So I multiply 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. We can cancel units here, inches with inches, and this becomes 228 over 12. And the unit that's left over in the numerator is feet. In the denominator, no units, and that will equal to 19 feet. So there you have a better understanding of how tall this palm tree is. I hope this example helps, and I'll see you in the next video.